Hi, my name is Maureen. This is Energy Medicine Yoga. Um, it's inspired by Donna Eden and by Lauren Walker. The whole purpose of this, and why we call it a slightly different name than the traditional yoga practice, is that um, it draws upon traditions outside of the yogic practice. And it weaves them in and recognizes that many traditions and cultures have the same or similar foundations or learnings or understandings about this body and about our minds. So it's a nice synthesis. The whole point is to integrate, activate, and align the physical body with the subtle energy body. So the visible with the invisible. You learn the language of energy and you learn the language of your body. So that's what we're just trying to do, is to come into sync, into harmony with some of the innate and inborn intelligence that already runs the systems of our bodies. So we'll work a lot with, or we'll talk about meridians. We'll talk about energy points, and all the while blending them into some of the things you already do in your yoga class. So we'll begin with an energy wake up. And for this practice, it's breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. It's an energy clearing practice. Find where your collarbones almost meet, come down an inch and come out an inch. And I just want you to feel around. It's different for everybody, but it's a little hollow space beneath your collarbones and just about an inch away from the sternum. Finding that place, join two fingers, the first two fingers to the thumbs, as they called beak fingers, and begin to pound or tap or thump vigorously as you breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth. That's the hardest thing to remember. I'm going to keep talking through this, but I want you to remember to keep breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. You're tapping, the spot that you're tapping is the end of your kidney meridian, K27. They're known as the elegant mansion points, the exit points for the kidney meridian. Still breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Tapping or thumping here activates all of your energy meridians around the body. Now just take a single hand and find about the middle of your sternum where the collarbones almost meet down to the breastbone. Just finding the center and tapping, thumping. You could even use the knuckles for a fist. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the mouth. This is the thymus and an immune boost. And then take both hands to the upper side ribs. You could use the inside of your fist or the beak fingers, or you can circle if it's tender. Breathe into the nose. Breathe out through the mouth. It's just a constant need to clear stagnant energy in the body, just the same way you have to dust the house. You have to tend to your body. Tapping here is the end of the spleen meridian, and this is all about metabolism. Breathing in through the nose. I'm breathing out through the mouth. What can you let go of? Last of the tapping points is this orbital bone underneath the eye, not the soft tissue. So finding the bone and just lightly rolling fingertips, breathing in through the nose. And breathing out through the mouth. Keep that breath pattern. As I explained, that this is the beginning of the stomach meridian, and it is very grounding. Let your fingertips tap the forehead, the eyebrow bone, up to the hairline, down to the jawline, and then back up to the crown of the head, and down again, and shake your hands off. Let one hand touch the same knee, and let the ball of the foot kind of spring off the ground. It kind of knocks your hand off. Just press down through the ball of the foot and let it bump your hand up. It's the homolateral pattern. We just do this a few times. Dust your hands off, shake it off. The body prefers to cross over. This is the way we walk. We're just adding a little bit to it. If you're feeling energetic, then add to this by looking side to side and perhaps touching a little lower, reaching down towards ankles. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. And maybe you could challenge yourself and touch behind your body. Touch the ankle behind, crossing over one of the preferred energy patterns of the body. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. One more time, and then let it go. And then just stand in stillness and center. Your hands can lightly touch your thighs. Close your eyes if you're comfortable, or just find a spot on the ground to stare at to reduce distractions, and just tune in. Tune in to the energy you have already activated and circulated throughout your body. Tuning into your breath. Breath marks prana. Prana is your life force. So just tune in and experience the breath as prana moving on the inhale. Let the prana move up your spine. And on the exhale, let prana move down your spine. And take a moment and set an intention for this practice. Your intention could be a quality, a characteristic for yourself. Your intention could be a person that is dear to you, that is either near or far, that needs your energy and your love. Or your intention could be a quality that you wish for the community, for us as a collective. Don't think too hard about it. What comes to mind when I encourage you to do this, and then hold that intention and bring one hand and place it over the other hand at the base of your torso. On the inhale, draw fingertips, the breath, and your intention right up through your central meridian, up overhead, reach up nice and tall, turn your palms away, and exhale, smooth it out. Your energy body is much larger than your physical body. Inhale. Draw fingertips, the breath, and your intention right up through your body. Reach up tall and exhale, smooth it out. Think of it as smoothing out the field of energy around you. Last one. Reach up, look up. Bring that energy right down to your center, your focal point, your center of gravity in Qigong called the lower Dantian. And now we end this practice with the hook up. One finger on the navel, one finger between the eyebrows or slightly above. Lightly press in and lift up as you breathe in through the nose. And breathe out through the mouth, clearing, releasing whatever you can let go of. Breathe in your intention. And breathe out any obstacles. And let your hands go. Shake them off. Come into mountain pose. So your feet are parallel, about inner hips with distance apart. Press down evenly through your feet. Engage your quads, lift your core. Palms face forward as you inhale, arms out wide and up high. Press down through your heels as you reach up long and tall. Look up, lengthen through the spine. Turn your palms away and exhale lower. Keep strong, engaged legs. Again, repeat. Inhale. Fill up, reach up, look up. This time, let your hands touch and bring them to your heart. This is Anjali Mudra, prayer pose. Soft bend in the knees. As you press your palms in opposite directions, right palm presses up, left palm presses down. Lengthen through the spine and look up. And then keep your arms the same, but look down. Release both hands back to your heart in Anjali Mudra. Light bend in the knees. Press left palm up, right palm down. Reach up, stretch. Nice long side body stretch. And then turn your gaze to look down. Pull your belly in. And then release to center. Bring your hands to your lower back. I'm just going to face you turn around to face you momentarily. And palms touch and circle. This is the most powerful energy point in the body. It's referred to as the Ming Men point. Circling in one direction. Going up as high as the kidneys and going down as low as the tailbone. And then reverse your direction. Energy flows in and out of this gate. It's called a gate. So you nurture it. And now keep your hands touching your back, heels of the palm resting at the rim of the pelvis, fingertips pointing down. Activate your legs so that your legs support your core for a back bend. All right, so press your hands into your low back, pull the elbows together, fire up those legs, support your core, and inhale, lift your heart. Let those shoulder blades come together on your back and be like a shelf for your heart. So pull those shoulder blades together and down and let the shoulder blades lift up your heart. And hold here and breathe here. Fire up those legs, very strong legs, support the core, which supports the low back. And now keep one hand on your low back and place one hand on your heart. And then release the spine and bring both hands to your heart and take a nice big deep breath in and a deep breath out. In Chinese medicine, which is very much tuned in with energy medicine, they talk about the five elements. And the season of fall is connected with the metal element. And each element has a pair of organs, meridians, reflecting the or connected to or associated with that. So with metal element, it is large intestine and lungs. Let's do a gentle Qigong twist while I keep explaining this to you. So step your feet wider than your shoulders and soften through all your joints, ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, elbows, wrists. Take them out to the side. And then just a gentle Qigong twist. Make sure everything is soft and bending. And let this just feel good in your body. So the lung meridian is responsible for respiration. It's also responsible for regulating the flow of water in your body. And large intestines are responsible for removing waste. And one nice thing about the lung meridian that I liked the description was that it's the rhythm maker of the body. And it sets the pace for the movement of the body. So who knew? One more time each side. And then let that go. This is called human touching the divine. So it's just a very gentle back bend, and we bring our hands together into another mudra, which is called triple warmer mudra. Fingertips tent, thumbs touch, and pull the palms apart. All right, you need strong legs for this and a strong core to support this opening in the back body, which is just gentle. The inhales will be at the hips, at the heart, and then up and overhead, which would be a bigger back bend. When you're ready, hands at the low base of your body. Inhale, arms behind the plane of the spine. Pull shoulder blades together. When you're ready to exhale, the arms slowly come together, matching the length of your exhale. Fingertips tent, and you bring the thumb to touch below your navel. Next time we'll be at shoulder height. Inhale, arms out, up at shoulder height, behind the plane of the spine. If you can, lift your heart, perhaps lift your chin, and then exhale slowly until fingertips tent. And this time, exhale, the thumb to touch right at the center, right at your sternum. Last one, fire up the legs to support the core. Inhale, arms out and up to a big V. Tilt your palms up. This is heaven rushing in. Think of one thing you're grateful for. And this time, bring the spine up vertical as fingertips exhale, come together, tent overhead, and exhale. Pull it into your crown. Thumbs touch your crown, and then release to touch the heart. Hands crisscross, touching lung points, and take a big deep breath in. And a nice, long, slow, smooth exhale out. And now let's do the schoolyard hookup. Let the left foot step behind the right foot. Feel steady and balanced. Send your arms out in front of you, palms facing one another initially, and then thumbs point down. It doesn't matter which hand is on top. One arm crosses over the top, and you interlace hands, and you draw them in and turn them out. Pull elbows in. And then from here, we're going to do a side tilt to the right. So take a deep breath in and lengthen, and then exhale. Side tilt. Really press down through both feet. Don't come unbalanced. Just take this to where it feels good for you. Breathe into the opposite side of the body. And then release and unbind and unwind and step out. Shake it out. And we'll do the other side. Step your right foot behind your left foot. Feel strong and steady and balanced. And if it's not right for you, you don't have to cross if balance is an issue. Send your arms out straight in front of you, palms facing each other initially. Turn the thumbs to face down. One hand crosses over the other as you interlace the hands. Now draw the hands towards your chest. Pull them up to the neck as you pull elbows down and draw everything into the midline. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your thighs, pull it all into the midline. Take a breath in and then exhale. Side bend to the left. Feel strong and steady and balanced. Breathe here. Pull your shoulder blades down your back rather than let them creep up to your ears. And then release and unbind and unwind and step out. All right, let's come down to table pose. That's all fours. And when you get to all fours, shake your body out. Just do a little free-form movement. What feels good? What is your body calling for when you come into this pose? It does not have to be yogic. Just let your body have a little freedom to move in any way that feels good. To wake it up, to shake off whatever patterns you've been at with sitting at a desk. And then when you're ready, we'll come back on the rails and all fours. Hands under shoulders, spread out wide like a starfish, knees under hips, toes tucked. And let's inhale, lift your hips, lower your belly, and push your heart through the gateway of the shoulders for cow back. And then exhale, reverse. As you begin to point the tailbone down, lift the back up and chin to chest, curl in and release all your exhale. And then reverse. Inhale. Now draw your awareness to your abdomen here. So let it extend, let there be space in your abdomen on the cow pose on your inhale. And on your exhale, gather your belly up and press the belly up to the spine. And exhale fully and let it go. All right, take your left foot. Take your left foot and extend it long behind you. Press the heel away to wake up the calf. And then lift that left leg up long and cross it over the midline so that it's off the right side of your mat. Take a breath in, lengthen, and then exhale, turn to look at the right foot on the right side of your body. And let that lengthen the whole left side of your body. Inhale back to center, lift the leg, bring it back into table pose. Same thing, other side. Send the right foot back, press the heel long, wake up the calf, let it feel good, and then lift that leg up, cross the midline, and drop it off the other side of the left side of the mat. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, turn to look at that foot, and let this be a nice long lengthening of the right side of your body. And then release. Come back to center, bring that knee back to center. And now let's do a table twist. All right, so just shift your weight into your left hand and lift that right arm up high. And now make that figure eight. If you've been in my classes before, you've made this infinity sign. Let your wrist just slightly trace a line down figure eight or the infinity sign until you come down and thread that right arm between the left wrist and the left knee and lower your right shoulder and your head down onto the earth. And breathe. This should feel nice. A twist in the spine with a little added weight, head below the heart. And then I invite you to lift your left hand, if it's okay with you, to place it on the Ming Men point. You could circle, or you could just keep it there. Your hands are electromagnetic. They carry a charge and they can move energy. So just placing your hand on your body, you should feel the warmth there and the energy there. And then place that left hand back on the ground. Press down to lift up and allow the counter stretch as you inhale up and exhale down. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Shift your weight to your right hand. Lift your left arm up, stretch. And now just trace that figure eight. Doesn't matter, big or small. Down until you're ready to thread. Left arm between right wrist and right knee. Lower down onto left shoulder and breathe into this twist. Trying to keep your hips straight. You can have tops of the feet touching the ground or toes tucked. And if it's in your practice, you lift that right hand to touch the Ming Min point, you could circle or just keep your hand there. Release, replace, right hand onto the ground to help you press up and inhale, lift up and lower and come back into table. And just send your body into a C curve. So just push left ribs out to the left and turn to look at your right knee. And then push right ribs out to the right and turn to look at your left knee. Just doing that a couple of times to release. All right, and now we're going to come into plank pose and we're going to light the fire. So send your right foot back long and send your left foot back long and come into plank and activate. So squeeze everything, draw everything to the midline. Firm up your thighs, squeeze your glutes, broaden through the shoulders, draw your belly to the spine. You can stay here and hold here and breathe here. You build strength and you are stronger than you know, and you can stay here longer than you think. Together we can do it. Keep breathing. Shaking means you're working. And then take a breath in. And on your next exhale, you can let knees touch the ground to lower down, or you can come down in plank all the way down to your belly and release. Let your hands stack in front of you. Rest your forehead on them. And as a gesture or as an invitation to let the muscles release and stand down, you rock your hips and you breathe. We introduce stress in yoga class, we challenge the body, and then we come into rest so that you know that is with your intention, you can step out of stress. Breathing deeply, recovering quickly. We're going to come into locust pose. The effort I want you to first think about is in the lower half of your body. The foundation is your hip points as you lift legs up into the air, long legs. And I'm going to invite you to come into goddess arms, palms facing down to lift your upper body. So first, let's just lift the lower half of the body with forehead resting on the very important energy points. It's your third eye chakra, plus there's bladder and gallbladder points on your forehead. With the weight pressing into them, you're activating them. Now draw your legs together, zip them up, draw inner thighs together, squeeze your glutes, lift your pubic bone toward your navel, and just feel how that elongates your low back, and then lift the legs off the ground a couple inches. Keep your forehead resting. This is a lower body effort. Keep breathing, keep muscles active, and then lower them down and rest. Really rest, really let go, let your body be heavy. You could rock the hips to help let go. Nice breath in, nice breath out. All right, now bring your arms out, elbows bent 90 degrees, fingertips pointing up toward the short end of the mat. Let's activate. Draw the inner thighs together, squeeze the glutes, lift pubic bone towards the navel, and lift the lower legs off the ground. And now invite arms up to press down through the hip points to try to keep lifting up a little bit higher. The effort here is in strengthening your back muscles, your postural muscles. So draw the shoulder blades together, perhaps draw the shoulder blades down a little, you pulling elbows down. Keep breathing and release and let go and rest your head on one side of the body. Take time to breathe. Let energy flow through you. Let breath flow through you. Let the prana move through you. What's the next thing I have for you? Oh, yeah. All right. Tuck your toes, hands to heart, press up into table pose. And now come onto elbows And palms are facing your face. Can't avoid that. Now, go ahead and bring your head to rest in your hands. The heels of your palm are touching the orbital bone underneath your eye. The fingers are draping over your hairline, and your palms are covering your eyes. This is called bean pose. Try not to let your belly sag here. Try to keep a nice long spine, square hips and square shoulders. This is a very healing pose. What you're holding is transforming. You're touching several key acupuncture points, which is very calming. So just breathe into this. Square the shoulders. Try not to sink or fall into this pose. Let it be a supported pose that you know that you are activating the gallbladder and bladder points on your forehead, as well as your third eye chakra and the stomach meridian point underneath the eyes. And then release and come to table. Step the right foot forward and we're coming to standing. As you come to standing, shake it all off. Shake it, really shake it. Shake your legs, shake your periphery, then shake your torso, shake the core. Check in with your head and neck. Shaking it off is a skill to release tension. We need to be better at shaking it off, just the way our dog does after an intruder has passed. All right, let's do the Wayne Cook posture. This is good for bringing order to your thinking. Okay, it's crossing over slightly and then we're coming into balance. If you know that balance is a challenge, then have a wall nearby to support you. There's no problem using props if they help you come into the pose. So bend both knees deeply. Let's take this left ankle and place it on the right knee, kind of making the figure 4, and you're sinking down a little to activate this quad. You're lifting up nice and tall through your spine and keeping your shoulders broad. And then checking in, you may choose to have arms out to a T or arms out straight in front of you, or you may choose to cross and hold another acupuncture point. Spleen 7. And then if you cuff your wrists, you're touching lung 8 and heart 8. So that's a circuit. Go ahead and flex the foot of the left foot just to give you a little muscle activations to support the joints. Wobbling is fine. If you fall out of it, you just step out and come back in. And let's let it go and release. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Really shed it and release it. Take a nice big deep breath in and a nice cleansing breath out. And let's do the other side. So feel strong and steady and supported. The feet are spread apart to support you, and you're evenly pressing into all edges of the feet. Bend at the knees, and then take your right ankle to your left knee. And then add a deeper bend in the knee of your standing leg. Flex the foot of the right foot to give a little support to these joints. Flexing the foot activates the quads and the calf, which is supporting the knee and the hip in this hip opening. Check in. Maybe you want arms out. Maybe you want arms forward, or you want to cross the body and cuff the wrist, making a circuit between spleen 7, heart 8, lung 8. Breathing, challenging your balance, and then let it go. Whew. All right, let's do some sun salutations. Sun salutations are a wonderful way to organize all of your energy systems and get them moving in the right direction. Most of what we do in energy medicine yoga is learning to move with the flow of energy of our body so that we're not fighting against ourselves, which without intention, we can slide into. If you have blocks, you could use the blocks. They help to lengthen the space between your arms and your chest in our lunges. Stand in mountain pose. Connect your feet to the earth. Turn your palms up to the sky and call to mind your intention. On an inhale, arms sweep out and up. Look up Urdhva. Exhale, turn your palms away. Hinge at the hips and bow. Add a bend to the knees. Give your hamstrings more time to warm up. But lift your hips and point the crown of your head down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Lengthen the legs, lengthen the arms, lengthen the spine. Draw your shoulder blades together and reach the crown of your head forward. Exhale, forward fold. And step the right foot back, straight leg lunge. Lower the hips, lift the heart. Be light on fingertips so that you're relying on the strength of your legs. Then hands touch the mat as you step the left foot back, downward facing dog. If this is the first down dog of the day, give your body some time to warm up by bending knees, sway the hips, rock your head, and breathe deeply. You're trying to make an upside down V and really exaggerate the hinge of the hips to make that point. On an inhale, shift your body forward into plank, draw your belly in, broaden through the shoulders, push your heels back, and feel strong here as you breathe. Your knees could touch the ground for half plank, or you stay in full plank, but you keep your elbows close to your ribs, and you release and exhale down to the ground. Press down through the tops of your feet, firm up your thighs, and inhale, lift your heart. Keep your elbows bent, baby cobra. Lift up as high as you can. Exhale, lower. Tuck your toes. Inhale to table. Exhale, lift hips. Downward facing dog. Come a little deeper. Draw your ribs a little closer to your thighs. Press your shoulders away from the earth. Lower your heels down a little bit more. On an inhale, right leg rises long behind you. Stretch it long. Exhale, bend the knee. Pull it in, step it forward. Take your time. Honor your body and take as many steps as you need to make that transition. Come into straight leg lunge, lower hips, lift your heart. Be light on fingertips. And then bend the back leg to press off back foot joins front foot. Come into your forward fold. Check in with those hamstrings as you add a little length to your legs. Draw your, excuse me. Draw your belly to your spine and inhale, reverse swan dive, arms out wide and up high. Rise up, reach up, look up, Urdhva, hands touch. Exhale, release. Hands to your sides. Take a nice deep breath in and out. And we continue. Inhale, arms out and up, look up. Exhale, bow. Inhale, lift up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Step the left foot back, straight leg lunge. Lower the back knee down to the ground as we prepare to twist. So left hand touches the ground, twist towards that front right knee, lift your right arm up, add some wrist circles. Looking up if that's good with your neck. And now make that figure eight. Trace that infinity sign down as you come back down to the ground and revolve the shoulders to face down toward the ground. Lift the back knee, spin the back foot. We are preparing to rise up into a lateral pose. So take the time to place your feet in a way that supports you with this front heel lined up with the back heel. Press down through feet, strong legs, rise up, right forearm to right thigh. Extended side angle. Got a little bit ahead of myself. Try to make a line of energy from the outside of the left foot, up the left leg, up the ribs, and up through the hand. Not a ballet arm, straight arm, line of energy. Use that foot connected to the earth and allow this hand to reach up and connect to the sky. And then we're going to release, pivot onto the ball of the back foot. Bring hands back down to frame the front foot as you step back downward facing dog. Take a breath or two here. Tune in, slow the heart rate. Deepen the pose by drawing ribs towards thighs. And then on an inhale, shift the body forward to plank. Draw your belly in, broaden through the shoulders. Keep your neck in line with your spine. Squeeze your glutes. Activate those quads. Stay here and breathe and build strength. On your next exhale, lower down. Release and immediately provide the foundation through the lower half of your body so that the upper half of your body can open into a back bend cobra. Long arms if your body and your back is warmed up. Lift your chin. Take this as far as feels good for you. And exhale, lower down. And we meet in downward facing dog. You can either come up through table or come up through plank. Stay here and breathe. Make some noise with your breath. Now I'm going to encourage you to breathe in and out through the nose, the yoga breath. On an inhale, your left leg rises long behind you. Reach it long. Exhale, bend the knee, pull it in, and step it forward. Lower the hips. Find yourself in straight leg lunge. Push the hips down to the ground, which wakes up the hip flexors. Be light on your fingertips. Then lower the back knee down to the ground. Right hand touches. And you're trying to bring that right hand forward to the big toe to help you lengthen through the spine. And turn towards your left knee, adding a twist. Lift the arm, add wrist circles. I forgot to tell you to flick your fingers. Flick them one at a time, and then flick all fingers together, and then trace the figure eight. As you come back down, frame the front foot. Lift the back knee, spin the back foot, and go ahead and bring that left forearm to left thigh and open up this body, your torso, to the long edge of your mat. When you're ready, sweep that right arm in front of your face and try to find a line of energy from the edge of the back right foot all the way up. And to come out of it, you spin on the ball of the back foot. Revolve the shoulders to face down towards the front foot. Back foot presses off to join front foot. You're in Uttanasana. Point the crown of the head down. Add length to your legs as you lift up through the hips. Draw your belly to the spine and inhale. Reverse swan dive, arms out wide. And up high. Look up at your thumbs for a baby back bend. Hands touch. Exhale, bring it home. Take time for an extra breath here. And full, smooth exhale. And release. I think we're coming down to the ground. Yes. Come to a seated position. We're going to do Paschimottanasana, which is your legs long in front of you and a forward fold. And that's usually kind of tough. We often have tight low back muscles, tight groins, tight hips. So one way to support you in that, rather than, because I would rather you not round your spine. I would rather you only come forward as much as you could keep your shoulders broad, your heart lifted, and your shoulder blades together on your back. One assist for that is to place your hands right behind your knees, in which case you are touching the gallbladder points, achiever of the impossible points. So wonderful spot to hold. And you can have a slight bend to your knees to give you some assistance. You press down into your heels and you take a breath in, lift up, lengthen through the spine, lift up through the heart. And then you push the heart forward, pull shoulder blades together, and you go forward until your body says that's enough. And then you hold at that space. If you can lengthen your legs, good. And just keep going and keep holding. If you have quite a lot of flexibility, you might wrap the first finger and the thumb around your big toes and come into your forward fold. Try to keep the shoulders square. Try to keep the length in the back. Pull the belly to the spine. Or you might have hands on calves. Every body is different. And our bodies are different at different times of day and in different seasons. So just meet your body where it's at.
and hold the integrity of the pose. And then release and let that go. Now take your hands behind you. Fingertips point towards the body. And I want you to lift up into an inclined plane. So press up, lift your hips, keep your chin closer to your chest rather than letting it hang back. And if that doesn't work for you, then you could do inverted table. Bend the knees and lift up. Lift up, lift up, lift up. Keep supporting your head and neck and then lower. That's it. Just a little brief one. And now make sure that you have enough space to lie your body down. We're going to do cross your hands at your chest and do sit backs. So we're not using our arms to support us. We're activating low core, middle core, and upper core. And you will also use the leverage of your legs. So long legs, heels press into the floor. Legs muscles are activated. Nice, beautiful, long spine. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, you're going to pause halfway back. And feel all the core muscles activate. Hold. And then I'm going to invite you to come back up. We'll do that again. Building core is so essential for all of our movements, for all of our balance. Take a breath in, lift up nice and tall. Exhale, only halfway back, knowing that you're going to come back up. Now press down through heels and come back up. This last time we'll pause halfway down and then we'll lower all the way down. All right, strong legs. And press your heels into the mat. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, go back. Whatever is your halfway point. Hold and pause. Feel the core activate. And then as you slowly lower down, release the cross. And maybe the elbows can help guide you. Oh, so you don't plop down. Oh, but it's okay if you plop down. Once you get down there, really let your weight go. Let your muscles release and let the breath move through you and restore you. All right, let's see. How am I doing? I'm okay. All right, let's do the bridge pose. Moving bridge. So bring heels a little closer to your sit bones. The idea is that your shins are getting close to perpendicular because that's the best physics for supporting your lifted hips. Your arms are at your side, palms face down. Press down through feet, firm up your thighs, and inhale, lift your hips up as high as you can. Keeping knees parallel, go ahead and press into your upper shoulders. You could interlace hands underneath your sacrum, and you could walk the tops of your arms underneath your shoulders, which is just more leverage to keep lifting up your hips. And then you decide, do you want to keep those glutes active? They're one of your strongest sets of muscles. If you want to give the glutes a break, you let go and you instead focus on your quads and your feet. And then eventually lower slowly the hips back down to the ground. Make sure you have enough room overhead for this one. Moving bridge. Our hands go overhead. So coming back, making sure those shins are close to perpendicular. And the heels are aligned with the hips. Inhale, lift hips and arms. When hips reach their highest space, the arms just keep moving overhead to finish that inhale, touch down. And then exhale. When arms meet the hips, everything lowers. Really tune it into the timing of your breath cycle. Inhale, lift hips and arms. When you finish the inhale, the hands touch overhead. And then exhale. And when arms meet hips, everything lowers, and try to lower and touch the ground at the end of your exhale. One more time on your own. And release. And let it go. Send your arms out wide like a T. Lift your feet up off the ground and squeeze your knees together. Bring your knees up higher than your waist if you want a little extra amplification of this supine twist. If you know that your back doesn't feel good already and you want to minimize the twist, then leave your knees around hip height. Take a breath in, lengthen through your collarbones, and then exhale. Let the knees fall as one unit to the right, all the way over. And then draw your left shoulder blade back down to the earth and look to your left arm. If you want to add to it, your right hand can sit on top of that left knee and just add like a little pull, a little weight. And you can draw your left shoulder blade down a little bit more. Just feel that isometric tension. No pain, just another opening. Breathing in here, see about sensing into inhale. Prana moves up the spine. Exhale, prana moves down the spine. Release that right hand. If it was active, bring your head to center. Use your core and pull the legs back up to center. Really support that drawing up. The legs are very heavy, and we don't want to hurt any of these, the obliques or your low back muscles in drawing them back up. Take a breath in. Actually, just notice how it feels to be in alignment, back where you're meant to be, with your spine aligned between two hips and two shoulder blades. Now take a deep breath in, pull your knees closer to your chest, and exhale, knees fall to the left. And just let this draw you out diagonally. Let this movement feel good. Draw your right shoulder blade back down to the mat and turn to look at the right arm and breathe. The left hand. Left hand can come on top. That felt so good. Just listen to your body. They say never try to stop what wants to leave the body. Listen to your body. Let it have some say. Let it have some status, some priority. We put so much value on the mind, but there's a lot of intelligence built into the body. Release the left hand. Draw your head to center. Use your core to help bring those heavy legs back up. Wrap your arms around the legs, the bent knees, and rock. Massage your low back. Make sure you press down on your tailbone to get the low back massage. But let this feel good. Adjusting your knees and the tightness of your hold to add to the massage. All right, and now let's unfurl, open up, prepare for Shavasana. Before I let you go into Shavasana, I want to do one more hold of energy points, which you're welcome to participate in or skip and go right into Shavasana. For the pose, walk your heels to opposite corners at the end of your mat. And for the hold that is associated with metal, the emotions that are associated with the metal element are grief. And when you're out of balance, a real holding on. And when it's in balance, it's about letting go. So place one hand on to palm your forehead, and so that the pinky finger is just resting on your eyebrows and your index finger is resting on your hairline. And the other hand, it doesn't matter which hand, is holding the crown of your head. And if you want, if it doesn't feel good to hold your arms up, then you could look for some support underneath your elbows. But I won't hold you here for too long. You're touching really powerful energy points here. It's very calming and helpful for releasing grief. We've all lost something with this pandemic. Allow yourself time to grieve. It takes its own course. It has its own timing. And when the timing's right, be willing to release and let the grief just move on through you. Everything's always moving and transitioning. Nothing remains the same. Whenever it's right for you, release the hold. See what you can do to allow yourself this restfulness, this stillness, this letting go of the pose of Shavasana.
And focusing on the sounds in this room, hearing the sound of this bell. And let those wavelengths move through your body, move through the water of your body, and resonate. Invite you to deepen your breath. And really take in that breath and bring it all the way down to your toes. And then exhale and let it come all the way back up and out. Adding small movement now to your fingers and your toes. Bending your wrists and your ankle. And when it's right, allow your body to move and lengthen, expand in any way that feels good for you. Take your time, but eventually bend your knees and roll to one side. And pause there. With your bent knees, pull them in a little closer to your torso, and maybe let an arm support your head, and recognize you've curled into the fetal pose. Just linger here a minute longer and to really tune in to the flow of energy, the flow of breath, the flow of prana in your body as we conclude this practice. This is your doing. You have brought all of this into harmony, this symphony. You're adding to it because there already is this innate, built-in, intelligent system of your body flowing, all of these organs working to coordinate, to pass off, to hand off, to support Just taking it all in with gratitude. And then eventually press off with your hand and your elbow and bring your spine up vertical again, but keep your attention inward. Take your time and come into this Sukhasana, cross-legged pose. And bring your hand to your heart and just gently pulling your body into this pose as you lightly engage the belly. You have a long spine, lengthening the sides of your neck. A light tilt of the chin towards the heart, which elongates the back of the neck, and broad, proud shoulders. Sukhasana. And bow your head a little deeper to your heart. As you bow to yourself, you bow to your effort, you bow to your practice. You bow to the healing that you initiate within. Our body has these self-healing mechanisms. Sometimes we just need to step back and step out of the way. And that's what we do in energy medicine yoga. We practice learning the language of our body, listening to our bodies. Feel into the energy field surrounding you and bring that to the front of your awareness that your energy body is larger than your physical body. Cultivate it. And to wrap up the practice, I share a quote from the Persian poet Rumi. He said, "We come here spinning out of nothingness, scattering stars like dust." We all have the same origins. We're all made of the same stardust. Let's recognize that within each other and honor that within each other. And now we'll share this word, this Sanskrit word of Namaste, which means the light in me honors the very same light in you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me.